Abroad Pod.
Hello, I'm your host, Rowan Lomas, and this is the Teaching Abroad Pod. On this episode, I'll be returning to my TEFL origins in beautiful South Korea, where today's guest has been teaching English since June of 2024. So let's get to it. I'd like to introduce you to Oxford Seminars TESOL TESOL TEFL certificate graduate Kelly Glenn. In addition to her teaching certification, she's earned a BA in psychology from the University of Windsor and a human resources certificate from St. Clair College. Before becoming an English teacher abroad, Kelly worked as an early childhood educator and educational assistant with young learners, and with community living, spent time as direct support coordinator and support manager. Welcome to the pod, Kelly.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
So, what inspired you to leave your fairly long relationship with community living and take the leap to Korea?
Yeah, I actually saw an advertisement for Oxford, like teaching overseas, in my first year of university. And
Like one of
I
our old posters that was on a
The
bulletin
old one.
board?
It was like tacked up in like an abandoned building on campus. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I drove to London, Ontario to actually do the seminar. And I got back home and everybody was like, that's crazy. You can't give up on university. You can't just, leave home and go teach. You got to get an education. So I was like, all right, I'll do that. So I finished university, ended up getting a good job as a support worker. I ended up moving up to management. And I was like, something's missing. I just wasn't very happy in my role. So I started listening to that inner guidance of mine and followed my heart. And I left my job and a old coworker of mine was like, "Hey, I heard about this course called Oxford Seminars. You should check it out." And I was like, "Ding." It was kind of my moment to be like, I have to follow through on that. Even though it was like an old dream, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to follow it and see where it takes me. And now I'm halfway across the world in Korea and I'm loving it. So,
Awesome. Where are
yeah.
you living in Korea?
I live in Nowon. So it's in Seoul. I think it's like the more northern district of Seoul.
Northern District of Seoul. How do you like Nowon? How's that neighborhood for living?
I like it. It's really quiet. It takes like about 45 minutes by subway to get to anywhere really busy and, jumping in Korea. It feels like almost like a retirement community in a way, but I enjoy that because it's away from the hustle and bustle of the city, but it doesn't take long to get to that anytime I want to go. So yeah, it's really nice. There's a lot of really beautiful parks, and I have my dog here with me, so I get to enjoy my neighborhood. And yeah, it's not too busy.
You're able to bring your dog with you, or you got a dog
Yeah.
in Korea?
No. I went home at Christmas this year and brought my dog back
So you
because
have
I
a
knew I was going to
pet-friendly
stay on.
apartment. Your building management doesn't mind.
So far, no.
That's good.
So far, we're in the clear. Let's
And
keep it that
what's
way.
the housing situation like in Nowon? Are they kind of like old 50s, 60s kinds of apartments, or more modern?
I very modern. I actually haven't seen I haven't seen any apartments in Korea aside from my own. But a lot of my fellow co-teachers who have gone looking for their own apartments say like we have a very decent sized apartment and it's like very clean and up to date. So I take their word for it. I think it's a really great building.
How many
Yeah, no
rooms?
issue. Just one. So it's like that studio. So you walk in and like you got everything in the one room.
But it has
But
everything you need.
yeah, I've got no complaints. Yeah, no
Nice. Yeah,
complaints.
I
And
had a
there's
very
some
small one-room apartment myself. I liked
ah,
it through a lane of a bowling alley. It was very skinny but
oh
long.
my gosh.
So it
It's
had
like
like
a gunshot house, right? Those like
a
long, yeah, skinny ones.
bathroom, kitchen, table, bed. That's about it.
Nice. Yeah. Yep. I can see my whole house from where I sit, but it works.
Nice, nice. And
Yeah.
how about your school? What kind of school do you teach at? What are the class sizes, student age range?
Yeah, so I work at a Hagwon, which is like a privatized school. They call them like cram schools, and there's a good reason for it. I teach kindergarten during the day, and then in the evening I switch to elementary. So that's really cool, getting to teach both. I didn't know I was going to have that opportunity when I first moved here. I thought I would just be a kindergarten teacher. The ages are, so I do a Korean 7-year-old, so really they're six, an international age. And then the elementary students are between 10 and 13 years old. And I love it. I love it because I get to see a lot of like my students. I know what they're moving on to next. So it really puts me in a sweet spot as a teacher to know what to prepare my kindergarten students for and what they have to look forward to in elementary. It's really good.
What's your biggest class
10 students,
and your smallest?
4 students.
Okay, not bad, not
Yeah.
bad. And
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
you have a co-teacher with the kindergarten, or is it just you?
I do. I have a co-teacher, but she's never in the classroom with me.
Oh,
So she's got one period a day with them, and then she kind of like she checks out and does her own thing, which is it's nice. So there's a lot of trust in the school, I guess, in that sense. And I don't need her in the classroom with me. So yeah, we kind of connect on the students outside of class times, and then yeah, it's just all on me, and I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way.
nice. Now,
Yeah.
some people I've heard say it can be a bit challenging with kindergarten because I don't know if this is the case at your school, but in some schools, they're basically with
Yeah.
those students the whole time. The breaks aren't really breaks because you're helping them eat and drink and all of that kind of stuff.
Y- Yeah, that's true. So I get like a 1 40-minute block a day break from the students. So either they're going to a gym class where there's a different teacher or art class, and I do lunch with the kids, but I also the school provides the lunch. So it's a free lunch for me, and I actually get paid to do it as well. So I actually opt for that because I get to spend more time with my students in a non-teaching way. Because if I didn't have that lunch break with them, like I would just be teacher all the time and not having that like that little break, I get to play like mini Legos with them and build origami and get to bond with them in a different way. And it really
Works,
creates a
works
good
well for you.
relationship. Yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
So
Sounds
yeah.
like you're the right kind of person to have that job.
Thanks. Yeah.
How about comparatively back to the young learners you taught back home? How does it
Mhm.
compare, the teaching style? What kind of new skills or strategies would you have to employ in a Korean classroom comparatively?
So I found back home it was a lot more like Montessori type. So like the kids would more have free play and you would find ways to incorporate learning into those moments. Where in Korea, like there's a book for every minute of the day. Like there's, lessons that we have to get done within every day. It's very restricted and regimented that way.
Even
Um,
for 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds?
yeah, yeah. Like when I first came, I was like, oh my God, like I was writing like this when I was 12 and they're doing it when they're 6. Like by the end of kindergarten, they know how to write an essay. It's just like,
Oh.
oh, it's mind blowing. But I mean, it's effective. It works, The students they're wicked smart. So
I mean, internationally, I know Korea is well regarded in their results, education wise. And I guess that's
yeah,
part
yeah,
of the reason why.
it's working for them. Yeah.
And you mentioned the age, Korean age. I do recall when I was there, them telling
Hmm.
me it was like you're one when you're born, and it doesn't matter
Yeah,
when in the year, it's just based on the year. So if you
yeah,
could theoretically be born in December of 2026, and then on January 1st of 2027, you're 2 years old one day later.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
also heard that they were changing that they were coming more in line with Western
Oh.
birthdays. Have you heard anything about that?
No, I haven't heard that yet. I
Okay.
would like them to because I've started a few battles in my classroom with like, no, you're technically older than that kid. And they're like, no, I'm not, teacher. We're all the same age. And I'm like, no. But
Okay.
yeah, that would be cool if they moved
Homework,
to that.
homework for you and me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Sights to see. What are your favorite places to go? Things to do on traveling in and around Korea?
Yeah, when I first got here, I wanted to do everything. I wanted to have all the Korean experiences. So I did the busy city life, soju and cards in the streets, karaoke bars, going to the very popular districts where there's, I guess, more expats and foreigners in those districts. But then I quickly, once I saw how many mountains are in Korea, I was like, oh my gosh, I got to start getting on a mountain. And I fell in love with hiking. So I kind of completely veered away from the city life stuff. And now it's more hiking, trails, forests, any little day trips that I can take that kind of submerge me more into nature. Definitely doing that. My
Did
favorite
you
pastimes.
did you
Oh,
do
yeah, go ahead.
Halasan when you were on Jeju?
I did, yes.
Did you make
Yeah,
it to the
yeah.
top?
I made it to the top and it was a
Oh,
really foggy day, so we saw nothing.
congratulations. You can say you did it.
But I did it. Yeah, I got to the top and I'm like, does this really count? I'm trying to take a picture to prove I'm on the top of a mountain, but Yeah, yeah, Jeju was amazing. So that was one of those like last minute weekend trips. I met a tour guide and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Jeju, half the price. Do you want to join me?" And I'm like, "Sure, why not?" So flew to
Nice.
Jeju, spent like $200 to go visit Jeju Island and um
And have you done Garyong Mountain?
no. Is that
Seoul,
in
not
Korea?
not too far
Like
from you.
Seoul?
Yeah, it's I
Ah,
lived when I was there. I lived in Gyeongju city,
okay.
small city, about 90 minutes south of Seoul, and it is at the border of Garyong National Park, Garyongsan Mountain. So I used to
Ah,
go there all the time. I totally loved it. You could hike all the way
okay.
across from Gyeongju side to Nonsan side in one day. So it's a
Oh,
great day
wow.
trip. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna have to write that one down. Yeah, I've done a lot of trails on like Bukhansan Mountain, like the national park there.
Mhm.
And then I would have to look at my app to tell you where else I hiked. Because usually I just wake up early in the morning and be like, there's a mountain. I'll just go to that one.
And
I
public
couldn't
transit
tell
will
you the
get
name.
you there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's one of the
I'm
nicest
like
things. You can go
I
almost anywhere on the bus.
Anywhere, anywhere. That was one of the best things when I moved here. I was so afraid I was going to miss driving. Like, I used to love driving back home, and I was like, it's something that I'm sacrificing coming here. I don't miss it at all. Like, I can hop on, there's a bus running, every 10 minutes from any
Yeah.
direction,
Always on time. Always.
always on time. I sit there and I'm like, how do they do it? Like, what's the magic behind the public transportation? Yeah, it's so good. Subway lines are incredible. You can get anywhere in Korea. It's
Yeah.
so great.
Now, in terms of city life, I do recall when I was there almost 20 years ago now, Hongdae was the scene for live music, and Itaewon was
Yeah.
very popular with foreigners for the food and the club scene. Has that
Yep.
really changed? Are there other
It sounds the
neighborhoods?
same. Yeah,
Same.
it sounds the same. I haven't gone to Hongdae, but all of my coworkers go there. That's their place for the weekend. And then whenever we want to eat, we go to Itaewon because they've got all sorts of American food. And when we're feeling nostalgic for mom's cooking, we kind of
Hmm.
find our way to a restaurant there. So
All right.
yeah,
Good to
yeah.
know. Good to know.
Sounds the same, no changes.
What about food and drink? Any top recommendations from your side?
Yeah, my favorite restaurant is not a Korean restaurant, Brave Republic, which is South African restaurant, and the
Oh,
food there is like it's delicious. It's so good. We all voted at work that we go there for our next work meal. Pretty excited about that. But they have like amazing lamb and cream spinach, just really good food. And then for Korean restaurants, I feel like most of the Korean barbecues are they're all good. Like I
yes.
haven't been to one where I was like, that one's better than the other one. Like they're all amazing. They come with a plethora of side dishes. So like you're never leaving there hungry.
That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. And where is this South African restaurant? Where would someone find that?
That one's in Itaewon.
Okay.
But I think they do have two locations. But the one I've been to is in Itaewon. A nice little place. It's got a kind of tucked behind an alley, but you go upstairs for it. Yeah. Yeah, it's really good.
Awesome. How
Yeah.
about money in terms of your
Money.
wages? How far will the teacher's salary take you these days? How much can you save
Ah,
each month if living a reasonable lifestyle and still enjoying your life?
yeah, actually, so I when I sold my house to move to Korea, I lost money on my house because I bought it during COVID and sold it a year
Uh,
and a half later. So, bad investment on my part. So I send a lot of my paycheck back home, like almost two-thirds of it, and I'm good. I can still do activities throughout the week. I think the pay is really good here, personally.
you don't have to pay rent, obviously, that helps a
I
lot.
don't pay rent. Yeah, housing is taken care of. So, yeah.
So if you said about two-thirds of your wage,
hmm
was that like
hmm
15, 16? I don't know what your wage is.
Yeah, yeah. Right now it's like 18.
You're sending home?
18. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I was
Yeah.
doing well. I was putting about $1,000 a month into savings.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, depending on what I do during the month, I might run a little, might be eating ramen for the last week before I get paid again, but
Fair enough.
it's ramen.
There's worse
Yeah.
things to eat.
Definitely. Yeah.
And did you find it easy or difficult to make friends and kind of build a social group?
That part, yeah, I find that outside of like my coworkers, I don't have friends in Korea. I've met a lot of really great people on tours, but they've always been people that are like coming and leaving Korea. So I've gotten a lot of invites to go to their country. Like I've met people from China and Australia, New Zealand, but I haven't really met a group of people here in Korea. That part I find it's difficult. I do feel a little bit alienated at times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
you tried joining like a club or rec team?
Yeah, I go to not I'm not a sports person at all. So I've done a lot of like hiking tours and I've met people that way. But again, like the ones that were in Korea have left by now. So yeah, friendships are very temporary, but it I don't mind that either because you kind of value people differently when you know that you have such a limited time with them.
That's fair.
Yeah, and I've got a good group of coworkers now too. We just had like a big changeover in the workplace, so we've got a lot of new faces. And
Everyone's looking to you for help and advice, probably.
exactly, yeah, they're like, "You've been here 2 years, you know everything." I'm like, why not?" Now I'm like the senior of the workplace, right? Happens easily.
And I mean, I do find just in life in general, when you're more career focused and spend a lot of
Yeah,
time at work and less free time, it's kind
yeah,
of how life may tend to go anyways. In terms of
yeah.
building new friendships and stuff, it can be a challenge.
It is, yeah, yeah,
All right. Well, one final question we like to ask our guests who've taught abroad
yeah.
is what advice do you have for anyone who's thinking of getting certified and going overseas, but is maybe on the fence, debating, is it really worth my time or money? What would you say to them?
Mm. Do it. Do it, right? The calling is in your heart. If you're thinking about it, you're like, oh, I don't know if I should, follow it. Follow it. Why not?
Just
Right?
do it.
Just do it. We have this one life. Try it out. And if it doesn't work, move back home and do what you were doing before. That's all I can say. Just do it.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today, Kylie. It was
Yeah.
great having you and hearing all your experiences teaching in Korea.
Thank you.
Before we go, I do have a little
Yeah.
job placement update for those job seekers who may be listening. Basically, schools in Korea are still mainly hiring for positions to start in the fall. Public school programs will probably be interviewing for February 2027 starts around October or thereabouts. If you are looking to go to Korea within the next 6 months, be sure to get your fingerprint-based national criminal background check with apostille in hand, as well as your bachelor's degree copy with apostille, as schools only really take candidates seriously who have all their visa documents in hand. And as I mentioned, just to drive this one home, the FBI or RCMP criminal background check has to be fingerprint based and has to be less than 6 months old at the time of E2 visa application. Thanks as always for tuning into the Teaching Abroad pod. We are aiming to release new episodes monthly for the foreseeable future. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to like and subscribe and share it with your friends. Remember, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, and your podcasting app of choice. If you have any ideas you'd like to hear about in upcoming episodes, tell us on Instagram or email us at teachingabroadpod@oxfordseminars.com. Thanks for listening.